I'm Tim Kearns for MSO News Sports, and this is Panther Review, a look at this past 2021 season with head coach Jeff Hutton. Jeff finishing up with a huge win against Salem on Thanksgiving. Let's look ahead into the off-season and what you project to see in the 2022 season, looking back and evaluating the 2021.
All right, well, like I said, we had a great Thanksgiving Day. No one could argue that. Great week of prep, kids going out there on a high note. So, Coach Dave Wilbur, the freshman coach, longtime varsity coach for Beverly and Salem, spoke to our team and then told the players that even though this was the Thanksgiving Day game, is the last game for the seniors, it's really the first game of the 2022 season for the juniors. And if you have a great day, it usually springboards into a great winter. Hopefully that carries on to a great spring. So having said that, I've got a lot of guys that are doing wrestling, a lot of guys that are doing track, a lot of guys playing basketball. So I don't have a lot of guys that I need to chase around this winter. I know where they're at.
One of the key things, especially in high school, is for kids to really focus on being a multi-sport athlete, because it keeps you healthier. You're using all of your muscle groups, so you don't tend to get the pulls and the sprains that a lot of guys who focus on one sport and stress the muscle groups will tend to come down with.
Yeah, I mean, that's all the science part about it, but I'm more, not really concerned, but the aspect of them competing all year long is even more important than the other stuff.
And certainly looking back at the record, we all know how well Beverly has competed in wrestling, in basketball, in hockey, all the way across the board. They have an outstanding win-loss record throughout the entire year. And certainly that mental aspect of it is key, because, you won in the fall, you won in the winter, it gets to the spring, and you want to keep that going, and you want to take it over the summer, and you want to take it into the fall the next year.
Oh, yeah. The fall season sets the tone for the whole school year. So even though we kind of rode the roller coaster up and down, there weren't many games where, I think the only blemish that really where we didn't have an opportunity or chance was the North Andover game. But the rest of them, we were right there. And even in the Marblehead, where that game kind of got out of hand at the beginning, if it wasn't for those 3 turnovers, I feel like we did play them pretty evenly after that. But again, you can't spot good teams any points, let alone a great team who's playing for a Super Bowl.
Right. Okay, let's look back and real quickly at your key seniors and their contribution to the success of the team this year.
Yeah, again, just coming in with really a small window of preparation time to get ready for the season and to, even more importantly, get to know some of the kids. So our 4 senior captains, obviously, we got Pierce Heim, senior quarterback, ended up throwing for over 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, I think, and only 2 or 3 interceptions. So that's some pretty good production from a kid who's never played the position. Like, this first year was his first varsity pass against Haverhill. So I think he did very well in our offense. Then you have Jordan Irvine, who, great player last year, injury bug that cost him about 4 or 5 games in the spring. Same thing this year, cost him a game and a half, the injury. But was our 2-way starter, best defensive player, really the heart and soul of the team. As he went, we went, as you can see in some of the games where he wasn't playing. Then I got our 2 linemen. We have Rob Lyons, who played linebacker for us, and Grant Easton, who was an O-line. Both of those guys went from different positions on offense to play guard for us. And as you know, with the wing T, those are the key premier positions in this offense. So for guys to come from, Rob was a center, now he's playing guard, and then Grant was actually a fullback to guard, which is more natural progression in the wing T, as you know. And then they both had great seasons on defense. And the fact that those 4 guys, there were other seniors too, but those 4 guys really kept everyone together in the transition, kept the guys coming throughout the summer, and even when, after the North Andover game or some of those 1-point losses, did a really great job of keeping these kids together and working really hard every day at practice.
Losing Ben Goodhue this past year, I know he was with Gloucester, but he played a major role in Beverly's off-season conditioning program. Will you guys be running that off-season program again?
Oh, of course. I mean, I told my guys I'll give them to after the holidays, but after that, you're mine. Like, you're going to see me every day, and some of the same things that we did when Ben was here, they're universal, they work. As you can see, we were very successful doing them, and it's just, it's already laid out for us. Just show up and let's get going.
Yeah, I was always impressed by the number of kids that showed up at 6 o'clock in the morning throughout the summer to work out with Ben, and it just translated into great success throughout the school year for the kids. So they understand the benefit of that kind of a sacrifice as well.
Definitely.
Okay, who's going to be coming back for you as we move into the 2022 season?
Okay, so we got, I would say I start off with Devin Smalls. He played wide receiver and defensive back for us, and he did get one carry this year in the Salem game, which ended up going for a 45-yard touchdown. So I hope he wants to play running back, that he doesn't want to ruin that average, right, of 45 yards per carry. But he's a guy we're really going to be counting on to help us through the offseason. He's a three-sport athlete. He does winter and spring track. Just an all-around great kid. He was one of the underclassmen last year that didn't miss a workout, didn't miss a practice, was just a hard worker every single day. So he's going to be one of our key returners. We got Gabe Copeland, right, basketball player who at times was the most dominant player on the defense for us on the field. And if we can get it all together, because he played football as a freshman but didn't come back until this year, so it took him a while to figure it out. Where, as you know, like some sports like basketball, you can get by on natural ability. But football, there's only so much you can do by yourself. So
But in terms of a gap year, being away from one offense and all of a sudden coming into a new one, he hasn't got the old one fresh in his mind. It was kind of like a clean slate for him to work with.
There's always a silver lining, right?
All right, so who else? Who else among the younger kids are you looking at?
So we have a sophomore, Gino Sakari, who played running back and linebacker for us, who we're looking for guys at our linebacker position that play downhill, and he is one of them. He's going to be a guy that's going to be a force in the middle, along with Marcelo Pinto, another junior who was kind of buried in our depth chart on offense. I mean, we were so senior heavy, and all those guys were great running backs, so he was kind of like stuck at the bottom. But he was our first guy in on defense and was on all special teams. And that's another kid who looks the part, is mean, right? You can't have enough mean guys that play in middle linebackers. So we're looking forward to getting him going.
Excellent. Coach, the season, like you said, was a bit up and down. Definitely had more ups than downs throughout the season. A lot of things to look forward to. I want to thank you for meeting with me each week and sharing your thoughts on past games and the upcoming contest. Look forward to getting back together again, doing this in August when the team rolls out for its summer workouts.
Can't wait. Looking forward to it.
Thanks very much, Jeff.
Thanks, Tim.